Hey, what's going on, Wayne? How you feeling?
What's up, fam? Man, I'm good. How was your weekend?
Man, my weekend was great, man. My weekend was great. How about yours?
Bro, nah, it was good, man. Great week, great weekend, chilling with the fam. Ready for this week.
That's good. That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good.
That's good. That's good.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon. Yeah, man, I'm just looking to get started, have a great weekend. You know how that goes.
no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Look, so I had people asking what time we start, and then now they're late. Hold on, let me just send another message out.
They bugging. Right.
Yeah, so add everyone and
And mommy's here,
like
Antoine.
that. Let me just see. There we go. Everybody know we are live. And here's the link. Got that question too. And then we will get started momentarily. How was everybody's weekend? I hope y'all had a good weekend.
Yes, sir. Real good. Yeah, bro.
I had a great one. My mama's here. I'm excited.
Yeah, got the family together. We did a little early Christmas thing yesterday, so it was nice seeing all the family and whatnot.
That's great.
Good afternoon, y'all.
That's great. What's up, Kwamir?
What's up, y'all?
Good afternoon.
The thing is, he wants me to go over there.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We like a few minutes over. So let me just go ahead and start this meeting. All right. By watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There are significant financial risks associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. So let's go ahead and get started. And so look, this is probably the last week that we'll have of the year where the market is probably going to be active because we got some big economic events happening this week, and we also got some key earnings happening this week also. So um yeah. So we got housing starts on Tuesday, we got FedEx earnings on Tuesday, we got consumer confidence on Wednesday, existing home sales on Wednesday, the final GDP of 2023 on Thursday, jobless claims Thursday. We got Philly Fed manufacturing survey on Thursday. We got Nike earnings on Thursday. We got PCE inflation data on Friday, and we got consumer sentiment on Friday. So we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of data this week. So, but yeah, because we got Nike earnings this week, and a few other key earnings that we're gonna get to, I do believe that we do have potential for the market to move. And then on top of that, Christmas Eve is Sunday. So Christmas is on a Monday. So that's why I was telling y'all, like, later on in the week, I thought it would probably slow down and stuff like that because a lot of people are going to be on vacation. They probably already taken vacation, but I feel like it could possibly be like this. The vacation starts, they got Saturday, they got Sunday, and then they got all of next week because that's the slowest week of the year. That period between after Christmas to New Year's Eve. So yeah, so we got that to deal with. But yeah, so but we made a lot of money this month, so we good. But let's go ahead and jump right into things. All right. So this was how the market ended on Friday before, with energy and technology leading the market, and we had consumer staples and real estate lagging the market, right? So this Friday we had it. I didn't even realize that. But Friday technology was one of the only sectors that was green heading into the end. We had consumer. It threw me off that they were buying up consumer discretionary. That's why it threw me off. And I see consumer staples trying to creep up there. It's been getting killed the last few weeks, you know. But yeah, so we got that was cool how that ended. And utilities, real estate, and healthcare got killed on Friday. All right. As far as options go, on Friday, the top options flow for the day, call flow went into Nvidia, Tesla, and USB. On the put side, it went into Apple, Meta, and Microsoft. On for the week, we had Nvidia, General Electric, and Boeing. We also had, and on the put side, we had ExxonMobil, XLE, and Amazon top put options flow. Okay. Interesting stuff going on. But yeah, like I said, we had a great week last week. I'm proud of how the week went. This was profits. Now, just keep in mind, Thinkorswim was updating all weekend, so I couldn't get in there to get the exact total on the profit because I couldn't get the Airbnb. But all I know was that Airbnb call that I called out, it was $4 in the money. It really went $5 in the money. But I stepped away from my computer because I had to take care of some things, and I forgot to update it. And yeah, so I wanted to get the exact total, but I know it between $300 or $400 profit on that contract, but it was several dollars in the money. So but that's the so I, but I didn't include it in here because I couldn't get the official total on it, and I wanted to be accurate, so I didn't include it in this right now. But y'all know what's up. Y'all saw what was called out. But yeah, so we had a great week on Monday. The 11th was Monday, right? Yeah, the 11th was Monday. We had those Meta 330 calls. Now, look, this is a thing. This is a good one because the way the week played out was perfect. We foxed those plays last week. We already kind of knew where we were going, and Meta did what it was supposed to do for this week. Now, and just it was almost like a we kind of traded it in stages because we started with the 330 call on Monday, and we paid $200 for those. That contract ended up profiting over $350. I'm sorry, 350% for $700 profit. It actually ended up going higher than that, but you know, yeah. And so we had those QQQ calls. The QQQ calls, they went up 200%. We paid $100 for them. We ended up cutting the QQQ put, the 396 put down 21%. That was a $25 loss on that, right? We had what is it? Yeah, so then we grabbed the Meta 335 calls, 195. They went up 95%, went up 90% for $175 profit. We grabbed the Meta 337.5 calls for 140. They went up 72%, $100 profit. One sec. And yeah, those 340. So we grabbed the 340. So the thing about the 340 call, I called that out because I felt like Meta still wanted to go higher, but we were going in a Lotto Friday, so I didn't want to alert anything that was expiring Friday's expiry. If you did grab those 340s for Friday's expiry, they went up 100 and something percent on Friday morning too. So I was watching them also. But yeah, I called out that particular trade that went up 96%. So that was a $270 profit. So we ended up profiting, and again, just with the trades listed, we profited 14, 21, 30, and 1,200 of those profits were meta calls. And we also, but like I said, I gotta include the Airbnb trade though. That was at least a $300-400 profit on that. So we crushed this month with this week. We crushed last week also, and so pretty good week that we had. Now, we just got to always put things into perspective because, like I said, our top membership here is $175, $175 a month, and if you just look at just this one week, without including the Airbnb totals, that was an 812% profit, return on investment, sorry, for the 175 $5 um membership. Yeah, so we killed it. But the thing is, one of the key things I wanted to point out about this is sticking to one stock, man. Like I said, I trade Meta a lot, but I can trade any stock, any stock that moves the way I'm comfortable with it moving, I'm gonna trade it, right? And so yeah, we gotta stick to that. And I just want to encourage the team to just to kind of just try to stick to the plan. And if you got questions or whatever, um to make sure that you ask at appropriately and stuff like that. I know on I told y'all on Wednesday night that I was gonna like purposely just possibly be away on Thursday and Friday because we were up so much on the week already. I just didn't want to commit to trading on Thursday and Friday. Although, I called out trades, but I wanted the team to know, like, look, stick to the plan because you're going to be on your own on Friday. And on Thursday and Friday, I wanted to do that for a number of reasons because, like I said, it's easy to think that you're riding a bike when I'm holding up when I'm holding the back of the bike. You know what I'm saying? So when I let the back of that bike go, are you still able to ride with with that same pace? Are you still able to really keep it up like that? So it's always good to know how it feels to do that. Now I did step in on on Thursday and just I had to interject because I saw a few members using the bots and was I guess was worried about Meta. Meta was at a key level, and I needed the team to know that Meta was at a key level and that it was fine. You know what I mean? I was swinging it, and you see it ran like a bat out of hell on Friday. But also, like I said, I knew I wasn't going to be trading with the team on Thursday and Friday. So even Thursday night, or like I would say Friday morning, I came back with a Meta trade idea, posted it with the two targets, hit both of those targets, and gave y'all the game plan for quad witching as well. So it was ample opportunity and information for everybody to be profitable without me being around. But this is the thing. It was key steps like, look, follow this, and do that, and you're fine. And if everybody who listened to that was fine, and like I said, every trade ain't gonna go the way you want it to go. But like I said, that's just like going on, like I said, we always compare this to a bank robbery because you in and out, you making that money, right? And every time it's not going to go the same. It's not going to be the same every time. You think it's just going to be smooth sailing, but that's where the studying and the training comes into play because it's just important to be able to recall those things and pull it when you really need it. I saw it was a few members in the group I was looking that I was proud of because I was just seeing, okay, they were sticking to the process, and I saw them averaging down on Meta at the right time, and I know that by the contracts that they posted. I can see that. And like I said, it's then I see others that, I ain't gonna focus on what they didn't do, but what you did or didn't do, right? I always want everybody to understand it don't matter what you do in life, and right here in trading, it's about making money, but you're also a student too to the game, right? And the whole point is to be as great as better every day, every trade. Don't take on too much. Don't over leverage, and don't trade stocks that you aren't familiar with or that you aren't comfortable trading, right? Because everybody should have had a great week. Like I said, I called out four meta trades this week, and all of them were very successful trades. So and like I said, even when things got rough, I said, okay, I got to step in and say something on this day because I just needed the team to know, like, come on, man, just yeah, do what you need to do. And again, uh, yeah, it's just important. I want everybody to pay attention to that. And then like for example, Monday morning, I wasn't gonna or afternoon, I wasn't. We talked about it Sunday. I said I probably wasn't going to alert anything on Monday because we had CPI on Tuesday morning, and we were going to have indecision Monday, whatever. But I still ended up alerting the trade. But I prefaced it with the message like, I know I said I wasn't going to alert any trades, but I know I would regret not putting this trade out. So I'm gonna let you know when you should really, really get in a trade. And that was the Meta 330 call. Again, I saw that contract go over $1,000 this past week. So, and we got in at a very great price. Meta was at a key level. But again, this is something that I know because I traded a lot. I'm gonna always bet on it when it's at certain levels because I can stand behind those levels. But I posted more charts with the setups like last week, even the meta trades we traded last week, even heading into this week when meta was bull flagging and I said it won at 335. I think that was this week also. And yeah, it was this week. I posted more charts with the trades because it was a few people that asked me if I could do that. So I did that to help out. So I take what you guys say and into consideration too. So, but anybody who didn't have a great week this week, um, and just you really got to reevaluate what's going on and going into 2024 because I'm not one of them guys that talk about, oh, I'm gonna do this in 2024. No, I'm gonna start today and I'm gonna give myself a head start heading into next year. Because every day is just one day at a time. When you commit to a whole year of something, that's how you set yourself up for failure. I commit myself to a day, a moment. You know what I mean? I'm gonna follow my plan for today. I'm gonna follow my plan for this trade. I'm gonna follow my plan for this moment. I'm not committing to 2024 anything, So that's what we want to do. But I want everybody to just stop and and just think about what you're doing. So the money that you're using to trade, I don't know where everybody getting it from, but most of y'all work, right? So the money that you're putting in these trades is money that you work hard for. So you don't want to lose it. You got a professional trader here that with years of experience that's very confident with his trades and will talk you through any trade if you need help with it, right? And I want to encourage y'all going into next year though to just um get your money up first. That's all I wanted. That's all my only message today is I want you to get your money up first and then go on your own and try to prove to yourself because you don't got to prove to me that you can trade on your own. I'm teaching you to trade on your own. I challenge y'all all the time. So that's not the thing, running off, and trading these rogue stocks and stuff like that. That's cool. But, you know, um, none of those plays made more money than Meta made this week. So you gotta really stick to the plan and really, I saw a lot of new people that were really in there getting to it this week. And I was proud to see all of those profits in there. So, that kind of really made my week and everything. And just to see it locking in and y'all did hold it down on Thursday and Friday, my Thursday and Friday. But look, yeah, another thing. So Wednesday, right? So we planned for this. We planned for this all week. We planned for this. We were anticipating the FOMC. So again, I stepped away. I had to step away. I had some things that I had to take care of on Wednesday, but I'm like, okay, I already set the team up. I already got them in the right trades. They're going to be fine for FOMC. I wasn't tripping about that. My only thing is SPY ran like a bat out of hell on Friday. On Wednesday. Most stocks ran like a bat out of hell on Friday. Had I been around, because we were planning to be on Zoom and trade it together. We would have traded the hell out of SPY and we would have, made a whole lot more money. And my whole point was the reason why I wanted to step away on Thursday and Friday is because I was a little disappointed that the team didn't capitalize on that opportunity as it should have been capitalized on. When we traded together and something like that happened, whenever Powell was clear and concise and didn't dance during a press conference like that, and the trend was clear, we made a lot of money when those things happened when we traded them together. So, when I'm not around, the team should be able to do that, especially when I always get the from the team, I always get that message like, okay, yeah, we good, we got it, okay, cool. Thank you, coach, or trying to get me to shut up and move on, right? But then then those things happen, so I was like, damn, so my team, they aren't ready for when we always talk about shooting the general, but when we get invaded, we not ready. I gotta get my team ready for an invasion, you know what I mean? So we got to get ready, man, because we weren't prepared as a team without me being around. So and I think that's what I want to see more of that. So again, to get your money up first, stick to the trades, man. Like I said, we had a great week, a phenomenal week, and it was a phenomenal week. Last week was a great week. This week was a great week, and I foresee this upcoming week being a great week. But like I said, you can't participate And like I always make this, it's a running joke, but or saying, I'm saying I always know when my traders either blew their account or didn't have a good week or with a good trade. Some of them avoid me, some of them just don't, disappear or whatever, but we still had a great week as a whole. And again, just shout out to everybody who held it down in the chat this week, and y'all were brainstorming together and just alerting people of different stocks that were on the move, and y'all really held it down. So we got to still point that out, but we could definitely do better heading in, especially. And again, like I'm gonna say this too, I got to listen, I ain't the best in the world, right? I do what I do well, but I'm a student of the game. I learn every single day. And we all equal people, but trading wise, there are levels to trading. It's a lot of money in this group to be made. It's a lot of different people that step up and give us different information and stuff like that. But I just want to see more of us making money in the group. Because like I said, anybody can talk the talk with me, but put the money up. Put the money up. If you really believe in a trade, stand behind it and put the money in it. You know what I'm saying? If you believe you following a chart and you really, really like it, put some money in it. You know what I mean? Like, have some confidence in yourself, because I'm gonna tell you, the first time you do it, it's gonna feel good, right? And then you're gonna slowly build that confidence up. But it's almost like paper trading, for example. You could find the best setup in the world. You paper trade the hell out of it just to learn how to use. I always tell you, paper trading is used to learn how to work a platform. It's not gonna help you in your trading at all. You don't get any confidence from that because you're not making any money. You don't have your real money in the game, and it's like a scrimmage or something like that. Your heart ain't in it, so you no emotional attachment to it. So I want to see more of that. And but first get your money up, because listen, if you trading with your rent money or your car money, or just you don't have a whole lot of money to play with, you are going to be extra emotional, and you are going to make bad decisions. But if you got a surplus of cash because look, everybody, listen, I'm not immune from taking losses, man. I've blown my account before several times. That's how I know what it is. Like I said, I lost 50 bands before trading Meta, and that was a long time ago, right? But at the same time, I always talk about it. I say that was my 50, I paid 50 bands to Meta University. Taught me a whole lot. You don't have to take those type of losses to learn that those things happen, right? Those things, you don't have to do those things in order to know that that those things are coming. So just keep those things in mind, man. I want y'all to be successful. And yeah, I just want the team to be successful, man, and to keep growing. But you gotta have some plan and stick to it, because what happens is demoralizing as hell when you work hard for your money and then you blow it in a trade, and it's like you on that first that hamster wheel again. You know what I mean? It's like then you disappear instead of standing up to your losses and talking about it, and just disappear and stuff like that. So like now, I've been focusing on the positive and focusing on the great things or whatever, and the people that have been showing up and what we've been doing, and it's been working, right? So I'm gonna keep that going. But at the same time, like, no matter where you run or hide, you still took that loss. You still didn't follow the plan, and it don't matter whether I see you or not, or whether you confront me. You got to deal with it yourself. And one thing I hate the most is I hate losing more than I love winning. So, but whenever we take a loss, I make sure I bring it to the study group, or we talk about it in detail in the chat, because I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to make that same mistake again, that same way, because I have to address my team, and I'm going to address it head on, you know? So if you don't like to lose and you don't like dealing with that, and you want to appear to be perfect, okay, hold yourself to the fire when you take a loss, because then you're going to remember what happened, and you're going to probably move differently. But when you just forget it didn't happen and act like it didn't happen and move on to the next trade, before you know it, you've down like 60 bands on a year. All you remember is the few wins that you made. And when you do your full year P&L, and you realize you down $60,000 on a year. You know what I'm saying? So you can do that, but yeah, I've been profitable for several years now, and I'm happy about that. That's the best thing you can be in options, is profitable. So I'm trying to show y'all the way. And like I said, people will focus on a loss or a trade and be like, oh yeah, well, I did this and this trade did this or this trade did that. I'm like, yeah, but we up close to 50 bands on the year per option in net profit. So that means when you subtract the losses from the wins, you up like 50 bands on the year following my plan. So I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we gotta do it the right way and focus and just keep this going. But yeah, so that was just my intro. I wanted to kind of make sure I bring that up and really talk about that, especially heading with with the way we traded Meta was amazing this week. And then another thing I'm gonna point out, like I told y'all exactly what Meta was gonna do for quad witching. It did exactly what it was supposed to do for quad witching. Up and down and to the end. So and the last 15 minutes before the close, it ran like a bat out of hell. At market open, it ran like a bat out of hell. It was volatile as hell, but I was expecting that. That's a stock. I study it. I study everything about it. I'm not running around with 1,000 stocks. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, I just spend my time studying it. They were talking about Mark Zuckerberg selling shares and stuff like that. You got to understand, like when Meta was down, remember in the beginning of 2022, when Meta fell off a cliff with Netflix and all of that, we were trading that. We made a lot of money off that. But um, Mark didn't sell shares the whole time because he was showing confidence. He was showing the shareholders he was being a great leader, letting us know, like, look, I believe in this stock. It's going up. He was buying more shares. He was buying so he could take some profit off the top. We almost at all-time highs again. Take some profit. And so, and then sell some shares ahead of quad witching. That's the best time to do it. So, I don't look at that as anything wrong, but just you got to think about it as an investor too, not just a trader. But yeah, great week, man. Again, we already kind of covered a lot. Now I'm opening it up for recap and lessons learned. Anyone got anything they want to bring to the table? See, and this is another thing, right? So with the lessons learned recap, you can use this for anything. And now remember how it was to trade on Thursday and Friday without me. And remember how it was, if you didn't kill FOMC on Wednesday without me outside of the QQQ trades or the meta trades that we were in, you know, um, these are the times where you should, like, if you're watching a football game or something like that, you should be in a room somewhere where you're by yourself. If you got kids around, you should be somewhere, like if you were taking a course online and you were paying your money for this course, you would go somewhere quiet so you could really take this information in and you can really participate. Because when the market is running, I took my time out to do this. I delayed the meeting because I was out handling something important for my family, right? But we still had a meeting today because I wanted to be here to make sure the team was good for this upcoming week. And we prepped for this past week, like crazy. And it still wasn't enough. But I thought it was because of the silence that I get when we're on these meetings. So it's gonna be a lot of time I'm gonna be away from the market this upcoming week too. And I judge that based on how engaged the team is here. I'm like, okay, they good. They don't need me as much. I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna not call out trades if I see trades, but like I said, it's a lot more we can do as a team. And so y'all got to take this seriously, man. So stand on mute the whole meeting because you're not in a place where you could talk. You should be prepared for these meetings. I gotta be, and I don't need the meeting, like I know how to trade. So what's up, David?
Hey, I don't
I'm
know
Joe.
that. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know if this correlates for Laura, but I went on your Discord, look at the learn material. I see some of those patterns you had up there, and I saw a bearish flag on the meta on Friday, and I actually thought it was. And I took it, and it worked. I mean, it went down. It went down to because I took it at 338 and went down to back all the way back down to 332, I believe. So I made some money on the put in the calls based on your patterns you had on your learning material.
Nice, nice.
So I
That's
just wanted
great.
to add that.
No, that's great. That's great. That's good. Glad you're using the materials because I was actually that's a great thing. Thank you for saying that too because a lot of people they skip over those materials. So That's great. What's up, Drew?
What's going on, Anton?
Not too
Yo,
much.
so I'm not gonna
Hold on
lie,
one
man. I'm
second.
not
One
gonna lie.
second. Hold on one second. One second. Hold up. One
Your
second.
thing.
What you call me, Drew?
Antoine, right?
Oh, I thought you
Well,
said. All right, cool. I thought you called me something else. I'm like, man, what? That's
oh, not for
all
real.
right.
Oh, my bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a
All
little
right, cool.
sauce. I ain't gonna lie, but I had to hop on the knee. It's this little Sunday fun day to celebrate the week.
Oh
That I had
man.
actually Friday actually. So, I had to come off mute because, I've been in the group for I want to say three weeks to a month now. I think my membership just renewed. Early on,
Mhm.
I was missing trades. I really didn't know kind of what to look for, but then I just like engulfed myself and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. He's calling out these trades. I'm reviewing tape, to see like, okay, well, what was the indicators and all that good stuff. So Thursday and Friday, I made money all week, right? You called out trades, dope trades, by the way. I even put a message in the chat like, yo, this guy don't miss. You know what I mean? And then we were by ourselves on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday, I made $300 Thursday, but I was in a lot of swings into Friday, and that was really honing in on what you talk about. We had our little one-on-one session that one day, zooming out,
Mhm.
seeing the pattern and then zooming in. So I felt really confident on Thursday. So I actually hopped in an Nvidia trade that you didn't call out, but using what you speak about, your targets and entries and everything like that. I swung that into Friday and I saw like 180 something percent return, and I'm like, that's my first time really trading Nvidia. Of course I had to build the confidence and everything like that. But I was like, yo, that's a huge win. And just by being on these calls, calling out charts and being in the chat and things like that, it's a huge help because I can't watch every stock. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, cool. He put these on a hot list. Let's add this to the hot list and things like that. And I'm still going to book that consultation too. I got a day in mind. I'm not going to tell the chat because I don't want my session to be booked. But I'm gonna lock that in. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely lock that in, man, because on Friday I'm not bragging or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. But
Talk your shit, man. Talk your shit.
yo, I made $1,400 on Friday, right? Crazy, crazy. I started 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Crazy. So, I definitely had to come off mute. One to, give you your Starburst, your Skittles. We ain't gonna use flowers over here. But yeah, definitely appreciate you. I mean, it's been a nice little ride, and I'm with you on this, man. I'm going all in, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But no, I'm glad you came off mute and you spoke about it because I saw that. I saw that. And that was a substantial profit too. And again, but look, I'm not surprised. You were locked in. You've been locked in for the last few weeks. You've been asking questions on these meetings. You've been in the chat trying to rally up the troops. I see you in there asking questions, using the bots like crazy. You in there really utilizing this place for what it is and stuff like that. And like I said before, it don't matter how long you've been here or whatever. Like I'm always revamping. So everyone should be looking at the how to guide and learning how to do things or whatever, because it's always changing. If you crystallize what you know into everything, then that's the end of the begin that's the beginning of the end for you, because I'm learning every day. So you really want to do that. So yeah, no, I knew that you were gonna to do that, Drew. And I only see great things ahead for you, man. I see you charting, you posting your charts, you understanding how to do, you understanding time frame continuity. You're understanding yeah, it's a lot of things you're in here doing, And I remember, look, we traded that day where we were in I think it was QQQ where we traded QQQ, and Quasi, he averaged down, and we had that trade or whatever. And the next day you locked in off that the next day. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, cool. I missed out on that, but you came back the next day and you did what you needed to do. So, just seeing growth, and that's great, man. So just keep it up, and again, a round of applause for Drew, man. He came in and he really doing what needs to be done, and we appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Mogul?
Well, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? Or today, rather.
Doing good,
One
doing good.
good to hear that. One thing I'm getting better at is being a little bit more patient, whether it be entering a trade or sitting in one. You know, like for example, I didn't post the winnings in the options channel, but in the options win, but the Airbnb play. I think it was the 145 called you called out.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning, it actually gapped down to 140. But I sat in the trade. I actually averaged down because it still was holding a structure. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, it didn't work out this next day or this day that we thought it would. But, you know, I like it's still holding these levels. I still like the structure of it. You know, the it's still making higher highs and lower lows. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
higher lows. So I'm still gonna stick in this trade. I still like. You know what I mean? The overall structure of it and how it's holding these levels. And I still see the potential as to where it could go. The old me would have been like, damn, we done gap down and me get out of this trade for a loss, you know. But just being more patient and developing a better understanding for things is helping me to be more patient, whether, like I said, entering a trade. You know, I think the other day someone was like, should I cut the meta trade? And I'm like, you know, is approaching the 9-day EMA. Just let it play out. You know, let it
Mm-hmm.
bounce off of this level. Let it do what it's got to do before you cut the trade. You know, so I think
Exactly.
just being around this group, being around y'all, you know, like I said before, when I stepped away, it was something I was missing, and it's like, you know, having everybody being actively involved, and even if we just having a conversation, like we were talking about Upstart, and I'm like, yo, like look how it played out, but just having, you know, just him charting it out, and then I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna watch it simply because, you know, I want to see how the chart moves. I want to see if his idea played out, you know, from the studies that we've been studying, the things that we've been taught. When he mentioned it, I saw what he saw, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see if it works out that way, you know, for the next time this thing might happen. But
Mm-hmm.
all in all, I appreciate everybody for you know, for being active in the chat, and I appreciate you for the call outs.
No problem, bro. And again, like I said, you've been stepping up again too, but you know, that's how it used to be. So, you know, I'm not surprised by that either. But no, I saw that. And that's why I didn't even have to say anything. I wasn't speaking on Thursday anyway. Somebody asked me a direct question, then, you know, I answered, but the team came in and did what they did, you know, like I'm like, all right, cool. But look, but that also goes to say, listen, I know what I say. I know I say if you got a question, ask. But look, sometimes as a coach, I'm gonna sit back and I'm like, all right, cool, man. We had practice and you said you understood this. You understand it to the point where it's so good where you don't want to book a coaching. You don't have to. That's fine. You don't want to really ask these questions like without being in the trade to really understand. That's fine. But when your foot is to the fire and you asking basic questions, I'm not complaining. I don't trip that y'all ask basic questions, you know, because a basic question, I mean, when I say basic questions, that's not what I meant. I meant when you're asking questions, because it don't matter how basic a question is, the only dumb question is an unasked question, right? So someone's going to answer you. You know, I may not see it right away, especially when we're in the heart of a trade and it's moving or something like that, or I'm just not at my PC and I got my notifications off I would let you know, like for the novice lounge, if you add me in that novice lounge, I'm not going to see the message. I got my notifications are muted in that channel. I have to open that channel and see. But if you got a question, direct question for me, you can add me in the main channel and, you know, I'll see it and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Right. So I got my notifications set up a certain way because otherwise you'll get overwhelmed by notifications. But yeah, but I just want, listen, like I said, this is my life. You know, I love trading. I love options. I love everything about the art. It's just an art to me. Right. So it's like if a football player, somebody love football, you know, if you come into the practice and you got Jordans on or you ain't got your cleats on, they're not going to take you seriously. Or you just show up to practice late or you say you got it. And then when it's game time, you want to get in, but then you're like, coach, what's the formation for this? Or what we supposed to do when they went over it a million times, but you don't take it seriously, you know? And like I said, um, there are different options. If you're afraid to speak during these meetings, you can book a coaching. We can talk about whatever you need to talk about, and we could come up with a plan specifically for you. But like I see a lot of y'all making money. You could put some money back into your coaching so that way you can make more money. Because think about it like this: if 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 you see something in the market, I mean, if I see something in the market, it's easy to follow me. Like I said on Monday, if I don't call this meta trade out, I'm gonna regret it. And that'll make somebody want to know, like, okay, I should get into this trade, but that shouldn't be what make you get into the trade. It should be like you looked at the chart and you saw something and said, okay, cool, I agree with this. Let me get into this trade. Then you'll be able to go hard on, because then I always get those messages like, well, damn, I wish I would have went big on this one or that one. Like, no, you didn't, because you don't understand you don't understand this. You're not taking it seriously. You're coming in when it's time to trade, and I can't say I respect it. You know what I mean? Because this was my everything. But if you just want to make money in trades, I'm gonna give you some good trades and we're gonna make money. But if you serious about this, you'll take it a step further and do that, right? So but yeah, that's good. I like what you said, Mogul, because again, that was the message that I saw that made me that I didn't even have to answer the question, because I'm like, okay. And that was one of the keys. That was one of the things. And it was at a key level too. So it was approaching a key level. It was like right there. And that was where, me, when I get into a trade, I'm like, okay, if it pulls back, it has room down to here. I always see those in advance. You want to have everything, you got to see the whole board, the leader, or, if you not just going to say a leader, but you got to see the entire board. Right. So, um, yeah, it's a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to consider. And I know it can be overwhelming, but it can be lucrative. But think about it. A lot of us will go and this is simple. It's simple. Like I said, I just recorded a video to simplify where everything is in the Discord. I talked about this last week, and it'll help you out with a lot of things. You see what David just said, man. So we got, and I'm a challenge y'all. So look, we got people like David coming in here and and running circles around people that been here. You know why? You heard what he just said. I went into the options university, and he went into the chart patterns channel, and he saw a bear flag and he traded it. The dude made $1,400 on Friday. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing the work. It's all laid out there for everybody. So, yeah. And so, you gotta, and everybody got free time. Everybody got free time. So, and yeah, like I said, y'all saw me up on Thursday night at midnight posting charts. Mogul and Miss Stella was up. They were up because as soon as I posted them charts, they were in there already. So they were up when I was doing that. So they were up looking at charts and stuff too. So, and Mogul, you already said you'd be up late night looking through stuff. So that's the best time to get your back testing and your work done, at night or when the market is closed, because you don't have time to do that when, during trade. That's when you watch film when the market is closed. But yeah, man, it was a lot of money. This was like last week was arguably one of the best weeks, man. Perfect weeks, man. It just gave so many opportunities for money to be made. And yeah, so again, foresee another week that we have ahead of us. But like I said, no matter how long you've been here, how new you are, there is a process that has to be followed. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna get into this trade because you called it out, and then I'm gonna follow this plan and get out. Because no, if the chart doesn't say get out of that trade, or you're not asking any questions, or you took a loss, it's just you gotta come on now. And again, some of the veterans or whatever, man, we just got to do better as just being holding ourselves accountable for our losses and speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to get better if you can't accept that and you can't really speak on it. What's up, Drew?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you just said something that like kind of resonated with me real quick. Because like when I first got in, I was exiting trades early and I was taking losses, right? And I was like, okay, cool, we call this trade, but I really didn't know, when to enter, when to exit, what's a small pullback, and it's going to go back up. I was just flying blind, and it really didn't click until, you know, about a week and a half ago, after I really started to really treat it like, you know, a business, right? It's like, cool, we making money, you know, all this stuff is good, but let me really understand kind of, you know, what's going on, you know what I mean? And like every day, you know, just like being in the chat and everything just starts to click, you know, one by one and more. So yeah, to like, you know, boost your point, you know, we really gotta, you know, be in tune with this stuff. And, you know, if we're not, you know, trying to, you know, learn on our own, we're gonna end up losing money when we shouldn't even lost money. Cause that I was like, I'm losing money over here. Everybody else is making money, I'm losing money. What's going on? Type of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that kind of, you know, didn't go over, you know, some people heads who needed to hear that. Because, you know, it definitely happened to me, you know, starting off until I took it serious. So I just wanted to, you know, chime in and say that.
No, I appreciate that. And like I said, I kind of figured because that you were going to kind of like lock in and start just being more involved anyway, because like I said, it was a few after like week one, you were posting charts, and you know, I have members that have been here for years and I can't get them to post a chart because they don't want to be vulnerable. They feel like their chart isn't going to be perfect or is not going to be right. I'm like, listen, you're looking for perfection and you don't know what you're doing yet. So you're not supposed to be perfect. So, you know, if you're just starting this, you don't know what you're doing. So you're not supposed to be perfect. That's how you get feedback and stuff like that. So you know, you posting them charts and giving your take on them, you know, it gives you more, it lets you, the more vulnerable you are, the more, the more you're going to learn, the more constructive criticism or feedback you can get to become better, right? So yeah, it's just like every single time that I call out a trade, you know, that's me putting everything on the line, right? So, and because there's somebody that's going to grab 30 contracts. You know what I'm saying? So, but look, there's another thing. So like Mogul mentioned the Airbnb trade, and let's talk about it for a second. Because look, I got rules in this group that we talk about that are written in the chat and that, you know, it definitely talked about a lot. Now, any trade that doesn't, now it depends on the time trade call. A lot of we on Zoom or something, and it's just us that's different or whatever. But like if I call out a trade and I call out a trade, most of the time, if it's not a swing trade, it's going to get called out in a channel that's not for swing trades. You know what I mean? That's why when that Meta 335 call kept going up, I didn't count that the next day and keep adding profit to that because that wasn't a swing trade. It did what it needed to do, and that was it, you know? And so, but when I call out a trade, a swing trade or something like that, um, or if I can call out a trade as a swing trade, if the trade plays out that day, then it played out that day. You know, that's it. You know, a trade go over 30%, you can consider that a profit, a winning trade. Now, if the trade didn't even go 30% yet, and you know, and it hasn't gone 30% yet, and it's a swing trade, then unless I cut that trade, because again, if a trade doesn't go over 30%, and it's a bad trade, I'm going to tell you like, okay, we're cutting this trade or this trade. I'm going to give you instructions on cutting a trade that doesn't work out. Any trade that goes over 30% is a winning trade. You know, we very seldom have trades that only go 30%, but that's the threshold that you should be looking for as a new trader. Now, if you have questions like, okay, well, the trade went 30% and you ask me some questions about it, okay, then I'll give you some insight. But so yeah, Airbnb, that the first day it had only gone up like 20%. Yeah, it was 20% profit on the Airbnb trade initially. So, and I didn't call that trade out until 2:30 in the afternoon. So you knew that was a swing trade. That was going to be a swing that we were swinging, and so if it didn't go up 30% yet, and you know, we're going into another day, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was a trade that we were cutting, I'm gonna let you know that we're cutting this trade. This is not a trade. Now, if a trade that goes 30% or something like that, that's totally different. But you do have, if your only responsibility is asking questions about a trade that you're in and getting feedback on what to do with the trade, then you know that's a small thing to do, right? And but yeah, so we got those rules in the chat. So, you know, somebody will say, well, how come you didn't say that this trade, we were done with this trade or whatever? I'm like, well, that trade printed, and you should have taken profit at 50 or 60% on this trade, something like that. Don't wait until the trade is now gone negative after it's gone up 60, 70 or 90 or 100%. And then ask me, are we still in this trade? I'm like, hold up. So you didn't take profit at 100%? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really do that. But then on top of that, we're a team. You guys can't be, because again, we look at it like this. It seemed like I'm only looked at as the quote unquote leader when something don't go right, but when things going right, I'm not looked at that way, right? So I'm saying that so if you want to be a leader, when you see something that doesn't look right, point it out to me, because again, like I always say, if I'm not paying attention to the road, we all crash and burn. So if you see something before I see it, bring it to my attention. I may not have seen it. I may not have something I may not have seen. I may have missed something, and we're a team. So we can't just be a team. You can't just be a leader when something's going your way. And, even if I alerted the trade, alerted the chart, and it ran up, I see that happen a lot, so like, it's just I. But then when something goes wrong, I'm like, well, where were your antennas then? So, it got to work both ways. I'm gonna stand up whether we win or lose. So, and that's the difference. So we gotta do that. And but yeah, we had a great week, man. We had an amazing week, and I'm looking for next week to be great. Like I said, we got a lot of data coming up, and I think it's going to be market moving stuff happening. This is the last big week that we have, or the last week of trading for the year for me. Like, I really don't plan on trading the last week of December. I don't want to put myself in that trick bag. There's no reason to. You see what happened the week of Thanksgiving, and I told y'all that it was going to be a slow week. So, what's up, Quasi?
Hey, what's going on? I do have one thing to say. Friday, I made out good like the first 10 minutes of the market, and I was in the middle of cutting, and I sold when it hit the profit target. So that was good for me. Made it about a couple haircuts worth of profit, so that was good.
Nice, nice.
Um, the lesson I learned though, right? Because the play I did have was a 340 call, but I had the 337s yesterday, but you called out the 340, so I said, let me sell this and buy the 340, because a lot of times when I'm cutting, this is kind of like a lesson, I guess, for anybody who works or is normally preoccupied in the market, not just sitting down. Those same day contracts, sometimes the volatility, it makes me anxious.
Mm.
So selling the 337, I could have made, I guess an extra 20% or whatever if I held the 337, but I did the 340 because it's less volatile, and I still made good money. So when you have, I guess, contracts that have more time, it's just I when you it's better to trade the contract that have more time than the same day expert. You can trade them, you know what I mean, depending on, I guess, your mental level. But if you're busy and occupied and you're seeing those numbers move so fast, it could be an issue. Even though that one kind of took off, I just felt way more comfortable having that. So I said I took some risk off the table and ended up getting that. So I made a good profit. But the lesson I did learn though, I had I sold a docu trade that I had in those meta trades, but I ended up selling it with unsettled funds with TD Ameritrade. So I had got it was like a trade restriction for 90 days. But I ended up talking
PTD.
to I ended up talking to somebody in a trader. So it was the first time it ever happened to me, because it said I had options buying power, so it confused me, but it was unsettled. So I talked to somebody on the trade desk floor, and they said, make sure you check. You can't check it on the app, but you can check it on the desktop website or on the
Yeah.
Charles Schwab website since they merged. So because I went actually wanted to get back in. So when Meta had pulled back to when it pulled back to like 333, I was gonna get back in, and then end up going back up to the profit target again, because you said it was gonna run in the last 20 minutes possibly. I'm like, it's probably be a good time to get back in. So when it kept denying my trade request, but by that time it had already took off. So, and that being said, just make sure you check in your settled cash balance if you're using TD Ameritrade and or Charles Schwab
You
because of the
can that you
merger.
got to check that with any of your
Yeah,
brokerages, all of them,
any of
because the
your brokerages.
PTD works the same on all of them.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and
make sure you're doing that.
but I do want to say something real quick about that. So, because my thing is, I'm like, okay, that's where and I mean it's a pet peeve of mine too, only because
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, if you made prop, because it's my thing, if because and I'm just going to pick this apart in different ways, and this is not
Yeah.
just the you, Quasi. This is just because this is something I got to, and I get hit with this a lot with different traders too.
Mhm.
Okay, so I swung 333, 337.5s. I swung three of those contracts,
Mhm.
and I swung 340s, right?
Yeah.
For that following week. I swung them, because for a few reasons, obviously. And it definitely was the best thing to do to grab the 340 for next week because that was the safer trade, and I just wanted to give because I know some people didn't take the 337.5 call, and I wanted to keep trading meta up. So I was definitely going to call out another trade, and that's why I called that one out. But as far as I made this profit and then it came down and I was going to jump back in and play this. I'm like, no, that's too much trading. That's too much trading. And it's
Mhm.
like, if if I got an issue, if I know I'm working, number one,
Yeah.
I'm working. What has to happen is I have to have confidence and conviction in the first trade, the safer trade, and go harder on that trade where I'm done. Like for example, I traded DocuSign on I think it was was it Tuesday and Thursday or
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I swung one contract on Friday into Monday, and then I bought seven more. And then on Tuesday I traded it and I bought eight on Tuesday. Yeah, it was something. Yeah, and then I bought five on Tuesday. But so what happens is this. So I'm like, I don't plan on being in this trade a lot. But I felt like I really had confidence in it hitting these levels. So I bought enough contracts where I'd be satisfied with the percentage. Because, like I said, if we look at this as a bank robbery or a food grab, like I said, you going in shark infested waters to feed your family every single time that you get into a trade. So I want to get as much the first time. I don't want to go back in there. So, especially on Meta, and I'm working and stuff like that, it's like, it's either you can't have it both ways. It's either I got the confidence and I'm gonna throw this money in here and do it, and it's gonna be enough, or I'm just not going to do it because you can't say, well, okay, well, I traded this one, it was a great trade, so now I'm gonna do this again. Like, no, what about the first time? Let's just go a little harder, a little heavier on the first time, and you can get out at a without, with more profits. You don't have to stay in the trade as long, and you're satisfied with the win. But you can't just now there are situations where you can limit your risk and still make a whole lot of money. Like for example, on what was the trade? Was it it was JBL. So JBL, I traded JBL. I turned $22 into $323. You know what I mean? And I posted the chart and I traded it up until its level. I did this on Thursday. Um and again, that's all I did. That's what I did. And it went exactly where it needed to go. And it went further after that. But the thing was, I saw the process and that was one where you can let it run or let it run. And that was just an experiment. But, I could have taken out sooner or did this or did that. But it's about that. But yeah, just the whole thought of getting back into a play. Um, it's just like, because the thing is, if you're busy, you just need to, this my thing is this, man, don't leave no trades unattended. That's just like,
Yeah.
it's just very irresponsible to do that. And the whole stop loss thing, like, nah, just don't leave no trades unattended. Now, if you got a swing trade that that you're not selling and you're swinging this, it's at a key level and you're swinging it now, you can obviously use a stop loss then on that, because it's at a key level, you're swinging a trade. But any trade that you're day trading, you need to watch that trade like a hawk. You need to watch that trade. You shouldn't be doing nothing and stepping away from that trade. There's no reason to do that. And if you can't watch it, then just don't trade, don't take the trade. But yeah, and again, Quasi, what you did, obviously, if you do it well, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just gonna put it like that because it's like it's a volatile day. You don't know what's gonna happen. You see how Meta
Mhm.
traded on Friday, and the
Yeah. It got crazy.
volatility was there. And then the market after power hour. This is why on Quad Witch and Fridays, I really don't trade. But if I do trade, it's gonna be at power hour. Both times I may trade power hour, but that in between is nothing but chop. it was, it trades in a range, and then you can trade that tight range or whatever ranges, but I don't like ranges. I do, but not in a situation like that where they're trying to pin the price a certain place, and it was just too much going on in the market. So, we had I set the team up for in such a position where they could have made a lot of money heading into from Thursday heading into Friday. So it was no reason to get back in Meta now that it ran and did this. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta, if I don't see the vision, let me go look at the chart and let me figure out how to see the vision, or let me ask more questions about the vision. And again, I wasn't around on Friday, so I can't really say too much about it because I'm like, well, if I was around, we would have did da, 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 da. But I set it up properly and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But the thing is, and the reason I'm very, very, very strict on the whole jumping back in the trade, especially after the move Meta made on Friday.
Yeah.
Meta made that move. I charted it. It hit both targets, and it did exactly what it needed to do. And that was a nice amount of money. So it's
I
just
feel that.
it's like, okay, cool. Well, but what always happened is it's like, okay, well, I didn't believe in this trade, but now I see the stock moving. So now I'm gonna do this. Market makers know now, they already on it at this point. They're not gonna let you make that much money at this point if you miss the initial move. The patient traders hit the initial move, that second move. You see when it broke out, it ran at the end of the day, then they dragged that price back down in the last 5 minutes, but Meta still, and we're gonna get to that chart next. That's the next screen. But Meta still ended up closing with a strong bullish engulfing, and it looks amazing heading into next week. So,
Mhm.
but they dragged that price down in the last like few minutes. Like, so it's just like if you trying to trade that, and they, it happened so fast. It was an ugly, volatile situation. But yeah, I'm just saying that I'm like, if we set it up and this was the plan, just that was a lot of money to be made this week on just trading that stock or whatever, and trading it at those levels. And like I said, each of those trades played out. There was no bad trade. And I came in and let y'all know what was going on with the trade also. So um yeah, on Thursday. But and Mogul did too. But I think it was somebody else. I think it was Jazz too. But long story short, man, we just gotta, whatever you're lacking at, man, and it's just everybody, whatever you're lacking at, focus on that. Do not ignore it and try to make yourself feel better. I don't care about feeling good. I care about making money. I care about my team
Mhm.
making money. I care about, like being a great trader, but I like it's levels to everything. I want to, if I'm not as great as I think I am, then I need to do what I need to do to really be that level, because in my soul, I can't really appreciate it if I'm not really that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's going to show in my work. So, you know, forget how you feel, just try to make this money and whatever it takes. So, but lock it in, man, because like I said, when you understand these strategies and understand what's really going on, you make a hell of a lot more money. And yeah, so but again, we're gonna have a great week heading into this upcoming week. But again, like I said, I'm gonna focus on the people who have been doing what they need to do and showing up, and y'all been doing good. And Quasi, I ain't hate to beat on you, but I gotta tease you on this part, man, bro.
Good.
It's so hard to get a PTD on TD Ameritrade. That's the hardest place to get one because they got hybrid accounts. So
Mhm.
I'm like, what the hell are these traders doing that they be getting these PTDs? Because I know I called out swing trades. So I'm like, so that means that, behind the scenes, y'all pressing buttons and stuff that y'all ain't getting in the swing trades. Y'all doing some other stuff, or you know what I'm saying? Um, or getting in the trades late. Like like monitor that, because the thing is, as much as I trade, bro, and now if I'm trading in TD, I don't got a PTD, nothing in there, because if you got over a certain amount of money, you can trade as much as you want. But in Robinhood, I don't keep a lot of money in Robinhood for numerous
Mhm.
reasons. I probably, I don't keep a lot of money in there. So, I'm like, most of the time I'm always in a situation where I could be put in PTD, but not never, because I don't do a lot of day trade. I don't do a lot of trades like that where I need that. Most of my trades are swings, And if I do a day trade, I'm making sure I'm grabbing enough contracts where I'm satisfied with that. Like the what is it called? The DocuSign trade. And then one last thing about this. Um, the whole round trip thing can throw you off too, because let's say you bought one DocuSign contract on Monday,
Mhm.
and then you said, okay, I'm gonna buy another DocuSign contract, and then you sold both of them at the same time. You know, that's two different round trips because you bought two of them separately. I used to think that if I bought one here and then I bought one and I sold them both at the same time, that's only considered one day trade. Nope, they say, but it's two round trips. So you get hit with 2 day trades in that situation. So, you know, you got to be careful with that. So I'm like, you know what? So I'm like, okay, if I'm not swinging most of the time, and plus I always have day trades because if I'm using Robinhood, because again, I don't really do it as much, but I'm like, but most of the time I just grab the contracts that I'm going to grab unless I'm averaging down on a trade that I was swinging anyway. And, but yeah, the way Robinhood is set up now, they set it up sweet. So if you in a situation where you like, okay, I'm at my 3rd day trade, now I can switch over to a cash account. But any cash that you sold, the only thing is their cash accounts don't work the way other brokerages do, where the settled funds actually, if where settled funds show up in your account the same day. So for example, if I bought a contract right now in Robinhood on a cash account and I sold it tomorrow, that money still ain't gonna be in my account until the next day. Where if it's any other brokerages, if I bought it the day before and sold it the next day, they're gonna give me that money because it's settled, you know? And but yeah, but it's crazy. But you just gotta be careful with that. But I said if that's why I don't call out a lot of day trades. I call out swing trades. And yeah, most of the time I call them out at the end of the day. That give people time to kind of let that marinate. So like I said, whatever is going on, that's kind of preventing that. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you what I believe it is for a lot of traders. It's fear, you know, getting in a trade and you get afraid and you buying and you selling too quick, or you bought and you sold, or you realize you sold quick and then you jumped in another one. And I'm like, that's a whole lot of like yeah. So just think about those things, like what's causing you to buy and sell so many in a
Exactly,
single day.
exactly what you just said is that it's you get into a trade. Or for talk about me personally, if I get into a trade and like I said, damn, I sold too fast. Let me look for another opportunity to get back in. But then, all right, but the opportunity already came and left, and then it's like a up and down battle. Like I said, this is my first time getting a PTD.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the swing, like I said, when I did with the swing trades, it normally work out better. Like I said, with the meta trade, and I got out in the first 10 minutes. That is so much more comfortable than doing anything else. So I'm about to
Yeah.
start sticking more to that plan instead of just doing it in between. Because the in
Or
between
wait till
is
we
normally
on
where
Zoom
you
and do
trouble
it,
at.
or do that
Yeah,
when we on Zoom
yeah.
together. You
Bet.
know. Hey Quasi, one question though. When you talk, they reset it for you since it was your first time, right?
Yeah, they reset it immediately.
Okay, good.
They
Yeah.
reset it immediately.
Now this is what you want to do. I want you to call them back, right? And I want you to
Okay.
ask them if they can create, if they can't do it, then I'll help you do it on the website. To tell them you want to create a hybrid account. You want it to be a hybrid cash and margin account, because what happens is what they do is you'll get your 3 day trades are reset every single day
Okay.
and on TD. So every
Okay.
day you'll get 3 day trades again with the hybrid one, because as long as you got money in your account, they're gonna keep resetting it and you're gonna get 3 day trades every single day. So if you wanted to buy and sell like that, they'll reset it up, like, you know. But like I said, the rules probably change when you depending on how much money you got in your account. So don't quote me on this, but I just know that
Okay.
the hybrid accounts that if it's a hybrid account, you got the cash and margin.
I put it down in my notes. So I'll check it on them
Okay.
on Monday. But yeah, appreciate the advice. And I ain't scared of you say don't I ain't trying to pick on you, but everybody needs to hear this, and I do too. So I appreciate the words.
Yeah, no,
And
I
this week
appreciate
was
you.
last week was definitely still a good week for me. Very good week for me.
Yeah, no, I saw you was in there. You was in there, so you know you was doing your thing, and you was locked in too. And what's up, Cliff?
I just wanted to say, my lesson learned for real. I had a great week. Besides, so I'm not really mad, but I was getting out of the trees way too early. Not way too early. I want to say way too early, but I was getting out before it's hitting its price target. And I don't know what it really was. It's like the impulsive decisions, or like I just see me messing up a lot doing the same thing over and over. I really try to improve on it. Try to do research on like pullbacks and stuff like that, and watch your videos and stuff. But I just can't seem to click to sell at the right exact at a perfect moment.
Sounds like a one-on-one to me that
Yeah,
you've been avoiding that one-on-one for like a year and some change, and like something that'll simplify a lot of these things on your own. So, I saw you made like $1,000 off Meta last week. You should Some of them profits should have went in there and booked a one-on-one. We could get you right. But look, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Um, uh, yeah. Now, as far as I want to just say this because I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea. Oh, it's okay to take profit before you get to your profit target. So let's say, for example, we had a target. Meta is at like 335 or 334 or something like that. Let's say 334, and the target is 338. 338.50 or something. If Meta gets to 337, you could take your profit, sell it in strength. You're going to get the volatility. And just I'm gonna tell you, because of the extrinsic value on that contract is going to increase, and so is and that's where the IV is going to go up crazy on that contract. So while it's heading to there, you're going to get more money than you would get if it actually gets there and stop. You're going to lose some, like you're actually going to lose some money because it'll start to hover around that area, or Meta will break through it really quickly, give you a nice wick on that candle and pull back under it, and then you're going to lose like another $100 of your profit where you could have just sold it in strength. Like I do it all the time. But
right,
yeah,
right.
I saw the contract because I was like, oh, Cliff bought two of them. Oh, he had two of them. So you definitely should have made a lot more than you did. But I was proud to see that you were in those trades and that you held them because, like I said, there's a lot of people in this group who should have been in those meta plays and those 335s, those 330s, all of those meta plays, the 337s, man. Look, you were 337 point, I mean, the 340s, you were in all of those trades and you cleaned up on those trades. So look, don't. I know I'm teasing you about the one-on-one and stuff like that, and that is
Right.
it's gonna make you a lot more money. But I'm proud of what you did this week, bro. You showed up. You did what you were supposed to do. You was in those trades. You locked in, and you did what you were supposed to do, man. And so yeah, so I'm definitely. I give you I give you a, I give you I give you a for your performance this week. I give you a A or B plus
I
for your
appreciate
performance
that,
this
bro.
week. Yeah, and I'll be looking at people's contracts. I can look at your contracts and the number of contracts you have to get your average price. If you ain't buying them all at the same time, you can see all of that by looking at the contracts. And if I see you, there's different things that what I mean. I'll be calculating stuff, man. That's just what I do. And so yeah, so don't beat yourself down too bad because you did a great job. There's a lot of people who didn't do what they were supposed to do this week, and you did. So yeah, you can get better. Everybody can get better, but I ain't gonna beat you down for that, man. When you killed it this week, so and Meta is hard to trade. Everybody in here knows that. So you did a great job this week, man. You understood the assignment for sure. So yeah,
Thanks, bro.
yeah. But yeah, man. But look, I'm trying to be on like I said, we gotta if I know if I get a question like that in the chat, like if I'm starting to see more questions like that in the chat about levels and what's going on with price, those type of things make me get on Zoom. So if somebody really don't understand and they really need help, stuff, those are things where I make me want to get on Zoom because I'm like, okay, I'm needed. And then I'm gonna hop on Zoom, like, okay, cool, they need me. Let's go ahead and do this and as a team. And so if we get into situations where y'all like that, staying solid ain't gonna do nothing because I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna make my money either way. So if I'm like, all right, the team is good, they got it, they understood what we said last week and stuff like that. And but yeah, but look, I'm gonna tell y'all this last thing too before I move on to the charts because we talked about this for a while, but I really appreciate the feedback and the lessons learned. Um, you're going to take some losses. You're going to take a lot of losses in the market. the key is detecting those losses early, knowing when to cut them, and letting your runners run. And the reason I say that, because like, for example, like we talk about, Drew was talking about trading like a business and stuff like that. And that's important because like in business, they're like, okay, I'm gonna cut my losses. But during a peak season, they're gonna let those runners run. They're gonna make up for every small loss that they took, even the big ones, because they let their runners run. When you cut in your contracts because you got fear of something that happened before, that means like you're not really looking at the charts. Like I was saying on Thursday, I saw members overusing the bots and not using the right ones, and it wasn't just Peter, so I'm not picking on you, Peter. I was just saying, like, let me say something because I want the team to be successful and I don't want them to cut this meta trade early because this thing on print. And but you're the biggest thing, the best thing you can use is your chart. Look at support and resistance on that chart, and figure out what's going on with the price. That's the most important thing. All of those bots and stuff like that, that's fine. But after your chart, let your chart tell you what to do first. And that's your blueprint right there. And ain't no shortcut to learning those charts. So like I said, if you gotta do whatever you gotta do, but whatever you do, realize that once you learn that, that's where your confidence gonna come from. That's where you're gonna make the most money. That's where you're gonna be able to capitalize. Because like I said, I've seen some of y'all trades, um and they look good, they look great, but on the days where they don't work out, you're gonna get hurt. I'm like, damn, they grabbed that, or they grabbed that many, or they did this. On the days where it don't work out, or when you got to deal with a pullback, you're gonna stress out more because you got too many contracts. You should have accounted for this. If it's a swing trade, you're not going heavy on a swing trade anyway. You're like, okay, well, I know it has room down to here, so I'm gonna hold off on adding to this position until this possibly happen, or you know, it's just like, but you gotta, yeah, just different ways to look at things. But just the whole, I see the big wins and they look great and everything. But like I said, on the days where things aren't going your way, you're gonna be frustrated and you're gonna sell the contracts early. You know what I mean? You're not like, Meta is not for everybody. That's just number one. Tesla is not for everybody. Nvidia is not for everybody. So yeah, and Drew, I'm gonna give you a cautionary tale on that one too. So that was a nice win you had on Nvidia, and great win. But like Nvidia is like the worst. That's the worst one. So Nvidia is, you think Meta is bad. Nvidia is the worst one. I've seen Nvidia clap more. I'm just look, just Nvidia is just one of the worst ones. So, just take your profit and keep going light on your positions and don't like leverage too much and just keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, just be careful with everybody be careful and just try to be consistent. That's the most important thing. Don't set these astronomical goals. Cause like I said, everybody's doing great. And I'm gonna move on in a second because I want to talk about earnings, and I see KD is on here, so I know he got some thoughts, and plus one of his stocks got earnings this week, so we got to talk about a few things. So I want to get onto that. But I just want everybody to just focus on one thing at a time. Stop putting yourself, like I said, everybody should be confident, but don't be delusional. You know what I mean? I saw a post the other day. I think it was Roman who posted it or something. It says something like about confidence. It says something about if a person who works hard and studies hard and actually has results, and they call themselves great or something, they said something that's confidence or whatever. But a person who doesn't do any work at all, doesn't prep for it, but got strength, like all this confidence in themselves, is delusion or something like that. It's like, so you can put yourself in these categories and stuff like that all you want, but if you don't have the work to back it, that's just something you're telling yourself. You may be a great doctor or lawyer or or whatever designer, but in options, you got to measure yourself on how you perform in that. And if you hide behind it and just disappear, or just, your coach is going to be disappointed in you, but you don't got to worry about me because, I'm gonna be fine. But that's your money that you're working hard for. And that's if you don't face it, like Quasi just came forward and just faced it. And he made a lot of money this week. He just faced what he went through and his mistakes. He didn't care about that. So, he confident with his abilities are. He know what he did wrong, and he gonna do better. So that's what we got to be about, And yeah, what's up, David? My bad. I didn't see your hand raised.
Oh no, I just wanted to add to what you were saying because I've been wanting to ask you questions, but to be honest with you, when I just go through like the different things on your website, most of the questions gets answered by what's on there. So that's why I don't have much questions because it's already answered for we even get on the Zoom. Like I had questions about timing, but Dina put something that on the learning material about what time should look at for swing, what time should look at for day trading. But
Wow.
I'm just saying, like a lot of the stuff you're saying is on your website. So I do want to ask questions, but it's already answered when I look at your website.
Wow. Wow. Man. Look, I ain't want nothing for Christmas, man, but that was the best Christmas present that anybody could have given me right there because, everybody's so hard for everybody to find stuff. Like I said, David just came in here and he just, we got look it's so many of y'all in here, man, and that been here for a while, and I've revamped things so much to make it so much easier for exactly like Roman says, solidification. Exactly, the stuff is there. I revamped it to make it easier. He's saying I don't have to ask the questions because it's all right there. So even some of the questions I get, like I don't know when to do this, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to spend this money on this coaching or whatever. Go through the material, and I'm gonna tell you, the thing is, I don't go to YouTube or go online and extract things and just place a whole bunch of stuff there for y'all to read. Nope. I come up with the best parts of things that I think y'all should know that's going to give you enough just for you to be able to do what you need to do. You're not reading a whole bunch of stuff and have a lot of stuff to go through. You can actually get through the learning materials that we have here in the Options University. You can get through that in probably less than 30 minutes, the whole thing. So it's no excuse. So when I know for sure some of y'all will go and work for a company and do a 2-week orientation and not get paid for 3 weeks, and then they still probably only paying you a fraction of what we making in a day. So it's no excuse not to look at this like a business. And like David just made all of y'all look bad who don't take the time to go and read that stuff. They say, well, I can't find this. Where is this at? And I ignore those questions because I'm like, if you click on the how-to channel, you can't say where that is because it's an annoying bot that posted like 3 times a week to tell you where all the channels are. So even if you don't have it enabled, you can click on the hyperlink and it'll take you right to that particular channel. And so it's all here. And there's people in here actually following the process and making a lot of money. And the questions we're getting are the same thing. So again, that should be the small things that we shouldn't have to do it, but we will answer those questions for y'all. But you should feel bad. You should judge yourself on a honest scale of where you really are in this game. You know what I mean? You should really do that. You should really want to do that. And we should be able to take constructive criticism and really make this what it needs to be as traders, man, so we could really be profitable. So, that's what I wanted to say about that. And yeah, but yeah, no, that was great. That was great. That was great stuff. So thanks again, David, for bringing that up. But so yeah, let's look at Meta really quickly, man. I kind of posted something about it, but this was that last candle right here that that we were talking about. And I was a little concerned because when the market first closed, when it closed initially, they had the price listed like Meta closed down here, but it didn't. Meta didn't close down here. Meta closed up here, right? And I checked like 4 different platforms because I was just like trying to figure out what was going down in the market, and yeah, but this was the last 5 minutes of the market. But like I said, this was at 150, and we started to get that move up, got that push all the way back up to 338, literally in the last in the last 10 minutes of the market. It ran all the way back up to 338 again. But then you got this violent sell-off in the last 5 minutes, but they found the way to close at a key level and to hold on to that bullish engulfing. They were trying to take that bullish engulfing away from us. They were trying. So hold on. Let's just unpack this a little bit. So first of all, I just love everything about this setup right here on this chart for Meta. And we had the 9 EMA, well, the 9 EMA crossing the 21 EMA. We got our first bullish signal here on our oscillator. We got the green oscillator bar. We're showing a change in momentum here. We got MACD about to cross the signal line. We got crazy volume that came in here on the day, and we got that bullish engulfing with that 222 reversal. Just it looks amazing. It looked amazing, and we already had a 222 reversal on the weekly. I like Meta with a bullish engulfing here, and so I'm definitely looking for a nice move. Now I did swing some contracts on Meta. That was just a last minute decision to decide to swing something. But I'm just like, if there's something to do, I'll alert it next week for the team wise. But like I said, I've been leaving open a lot of decisions, room for team to make decisions, because I want some team members to start taking things a little more seriously. So I ain't gonna give y'all everything all the time. I may post a chart, I may tell you what I see. And if you I know Strat Ops was like, he said yesterday on Instagram, he was like, yeah, it definitely sounds like a setup for a swing trade, you know what I mean? Based off the way that it finished. And I totally agree. So I see Meta look like it wants to take out its 52-week highs. It looks like it wants to make a move. All we need is the market now to participate. And we had the market participation. I like how we held this structure, that breakout. Everything about this chart I love. So let's see how the weekly looks here. Like I said, we got that 222 reversal. Really nice move on the weekly. So just still looking for a nice move on Meta. And I feel like getting back to the daily for a second. And you would think that, man, with the way the market moved on Friday, in the morning and in the afternoon, like I'm bringing this whole chart up. This was all one day worth of price action here. I'm sorry, get over here. This was Meta in the morning. Then we got this pullback. It came all the way back up there again. Then they took it back down here, and it bounced. It bounced right there. So no, it was a crazy move. But you see, you could have avoided all of this and just traded the morning and the afternoon, which is what I suggest to do if you're gonna trade. But yeah, the ending was kind of a little scary thing to trade if you weren't really sure what was going on. But yeah, I feel like if we can break over 337, if we can get over 337, there's no reason why Meta should not be able to get to 340 and 340.66 and over 340.66. I'm looking for the 52-week high, which was 342.90. Is that 342.92, I believe? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and take a look at the weekly again, just to be sure. Oops, hold on. Yeah, 92. 92, 342.92. So yeah, great chart. Meta looks great here. And wait, look, I gotta show y'all this chart, man. This chart is crazy. The next chart I'm gonna show y'all, it's just crazy. Not this chart, not Meta, but this is the Meta monthly chart though. But that's not what I was gonna show y'all. Hold on. Yeah, Meta looks great. I like the way we still holding that breakout, and waiting for this next breakout. This move should take us, because if you look at this pattern, man, we got the breakout. We're still holding this area. We get out of this area, and this thing gonna go. I'm looking for Meta to really go, take out the 52-week high, and we can then 353 is in play, but we need to take the 52-week high out first. But look, let me show you how this other chart, man. SPY. So I've been foxing this move since before earnings season started, because when the cup and handle started, I posted an IG reel about it before earnings season started, the last earnings season. We already had this, and we had this part right here. We just hadn't broken out yet. So we knew if we broke out, it was going to go, because that's how it plays out. And we're almost at the all-time high for SPY. And this is where we close. Crazy move on SPY. This is a weekly chart, by the way. So I feel like for SPY, man, if we are able to take out the 373.80 price level, I think we would be able to take out the all-time high. I think we're heading straight to the all-time high if we can get over 373.80. We on our 373. I said 80 because I like to give the trades and give everything margin. But yeah, 373.80. And the all-time high is 479.98. So that's a nice move. So if we keep that momentum going, and there was some news that came out Friday. It was the New York Fed president came out. KD posted it in the chat, and he was talking that James Bullard shit. Like he was disagreeing with Powell, saying that he think it's too early to make decisions on cutting rates, and that he don't see that being that he called it reckless, or he said that'd be irresponsible. So he was on some James Bullard stuff. So he was definitely talking that talk, and the market did not like it. You saw, the market came down a little bit after that. But yeah, so SPY looks great, man. SPY looks great. Let me go here. 1 sec. I'm gonna bring up Nike because they have earnings coming up. And beautiful bullish engulfing here on Nike. It's a bullish engulfing and an inside candle. So really nice here. Now let me just get over here. Bullish engulfing and an inside candle. So look, Nike, man. So look, I don't know how y'all feel about Nike or earnings coming up this week. Now, I know last quarter, um, it had a nice move. We were expecting that because it was down at a key level, and it was just destined to bounce off that level. But yeah, man, I like this chart. I like this chart. Now, the thing, my only problem with stuff like this, Nike was one of them stocks that got beaten down a lot. So when we got back over this key level, it kind of just ran. Now it's still beaten down. I still think there's room for Nike to move, stuff like that. It looked like it wants 128. There's obviously over 128. We can hit that 52-week high. And but yeah, I like the daily chart on this a lot, and I like the weekly. We got a 222 continuation. And so if you wanted to trade this as a run-up trade, and I will chart it, but and I love an inside candle. So over 122.06, we should be able to make a move to 122. Sorry, over one, 122.06, we should be able to make a move to 120. 122.59. Then but like I said, my target on Nike right now is 128. If we can get over those levels, I think there's nothing that's going to stop it from going to 128 if we break out of there, because again, it has a lot of room, and I think we just filled that gap. Or are we at the gap fill area? Hold on, let me just make sure. I think there's a gap right there that we haven't fully filled. I just want to confirm that before I say that, because if we didn't close the gap yet, I don't think we closed it yet. Hold on, let me just be sure. Yeah, we just not closed yet. It rejected it. So yeah, so let me put that as that's what I need to get over then. So mark that up. Every chart tells a story. Every chart tells a story, man. So yeah, let's look at it like that then, man, because we got a gap right there. So yeah, over the 122.06, and we should be able to make a move to 122.59 and 123.51. And again, these are just targets, just heading into as an earnings run-up trade. And if the market continues to move, look at this volume that came in there on Friday. Look at the volume on the week for Nike, man. Nike is set up nicely, I think, for earnings. I think they beat earnings and they guide up. That's what I think. Now maybe they won't, but that's what I'm expecting Nike to do. Now, but yeah, we have to wait and see. Not sure. I have to really look at some things look at some more data, but I like the way it's moved now in the stock. Again, it has a lot of ground to make up. The stock got beaten down a whole lot, and they're still in recovery mode, but I still think they can beat earnings and guide up at this point. So yeah, keep Nike on watch. CCL got earnings, but I'm gonna hit FedEx first. FedEx is very important. Damn FedEx. Damn FedEx. I know KD had put UPS on our radar. I didn't pay attention to FedEx at all, man. That weekly chart on FedEx is crazy. Yeah. Nice run up into earnings. Now you gotta be careful with FedEx though, man. With FedEx and because they do weird things sometimes in guide. But I think this is the time of year where we should be getting a guide up, shouldn't we? I mean, they a lot of holiday, all of the holiday freight stuff and all of that's going to be on next quarter's earnings. You know, a lot of that we got some that's going to be in this, but a lot of it's going to be in next quarter's earnings too. I like the way the stock looks here. I like the way the chart looks, and that was a beautiful move on this, man. This stock had a really nice move on it. I really like the way the stock looks. Yeah. So now again, I got to look at the data to see what I think they're going to do for earnings, to be honest, because I am not sure, but I like FedEx though. Again, I don't see any reason why they don't beat earnings. Let me just mark this gap up. But I haven't looked at the data. That's why I need to go and check, see what the numbers looking like before I can say. I just know this is a good time of year for FedEx and UPS for them to guide up into Q1 because of the data. I mean, from the revenue and stuff from this quarter. But now, I think there were a lot of rebates and stuff that they offer too in this quarter that could also offset profits into the first quarter. So that's the only thing. But we'll hear more. I'll give y'all more information about that later. I wanted to get this gap fill lined up first. It's somewhere in there. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, man, it's ran up a lot, man. It does have, I think it has more room. It has some more room. So, we got to keep this one on watch. It's another one. Again, it looks great. And so over 384.52, we should be able to make a move up into that gap fill area. That's where I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for that 296 as my target. I'll be looking for 296 as my target. Now, again, this is just as a run-up trade. Now, I think they got earnings on Tuesday. I think FedEx reports in the morning, UPS or FedEx report at night. I gotta check. I think they report. I'll check. One of them reports in the morning. I think it's UPS that reports in the morning. And anyway, yeah, great chart. I think it looks great and it's set up for a nice move. But yeah, we can't be missing out on moves like this, man. Should have been checked that, but it is what it is. Now Apple is at all-time highs again. Before I hit Apple though, I gotta go back and hit QQQ. Crazy chart, man. QQQ is crazy. Look at that move, man. Look at that move on QQQ on a weekly. Kind of looks like SPY, it's getting closer to its all-time high. And, we're almost there. We don't have much room to go to get there. So, yeah, over 406.54, we should be able to hit the all-time high, that 408.71. Now, where is this going, man? Do we really think that that's gonna happen? I mean, I don't see any reason why not. But let's see, man. It looks great, man. Finished. Was that an inside? Nope, it wasn't inside. Was it? Nope, it was not inside. So we got a 222 continuation on QQQ. Looks crazy, man, with the way the market pulled back. And then we got that continuation, man. Everything's still looking great. The volume is intensifying. It looks great here, man. It looks great. So it's another one just to keep on watch with tech moving the way it's been moving. MU has earnings. Another important earnings this week. Another chip stock. Man, look at this weekly, though. Man, I don't have an opinion on MU. KD may have an opinion on MU, and
You said everything I had to say, so you had it covered. I'm
yeah,
just looking at SMH and AMD based on MU.
yeah. How you feel about their earnings?
I don't really care what it does. I just want to see like the after effect, what it does to the chip stocks.
That makes sense. That
Pretty much
makes
that.
sense. And it will do something to the chip stocks. It always has an impact on them. So whether negative or positive, that is yet to be seen. But it has been running. It has a lot of ground to make up. But again, I don't know. I don't have a lot of information on their earnings or whatever. But yeah, so if we can break over 82, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to make a move up to 86. You know what I mean? That would be a nice move on this. And again, this just as a run-up trade heading into earnings. I'm not really looking for yeah, but like KD said, pay more attention to how it's going to affect the other stocks. Now, AVGO, Broadcom ran like a bat out of hell last week, and it kind
Yeah.
of carried the sector with it. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't trade that. It's too rich for my blood. So
Do you
yeah.
do you look at like stuff like TSM or
Oh yeah, I mean I trade TSM, but I just I haven't traded it recently, but
okay.
yeah, but I do watch TSM and Texas Instrument and a few of the other, because they all run together. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, they are ones to keep. And again, so if you are gonna pay attention to the chip stocks or the sector, because SMH ran too last week. That's an ETF that tracks one of the ETFs that tracks the semiconductors. Now, I had to pull up Tesla because we talked about this last week, and if it played out, it finally did it. So Tesla has been having trouble at this resistance level right here, this key resistance for a while. For a while, it's been really struggling with this level. And so, I was telling y'all last Friday, if we could break through this level, we could probably make a move up to 257. So we broke through this level and we made a nice move up to 254. You know what I mean? We ain't get all the way to 257 yet, but it's headed there. Look at how it closed. Really nice move. And then on a weekly, we got a continuation because we already had the candle confirmation here, but we were below a key level. We've got a 212 up, and we got to close over a key level. So it's really nice. And this was a beautiful bull flag. Remember, I had this mark that like it had every time it came here, it got rejected. If it broke out, it was going to run. So we got that to break out, and we looking for this oscillator bar to turn green here. So Tesla looks great here. So let's see how they close the year out. Again, the target is still the same. So over 254.13, we should be able to make a move to 257 and so on. But yeah, that's my target. That's my first target there, the 257. Then I got 274 as my target. That's my swing trade target. So yeah, keep Tesla on watch. Really, really nice chart. Now look, so one of the charts of next year is going to be Google. It has to be. And the reason I say that, Google has not performed as well as it should have. They got Gemini. They got a lot going on, but it's still stuck in this consolidation cluster right here. But I think this is accumulation, not distribution. Accumulation. And this is a weekly chart. So we got accumulation. Remember a few weeks ago, we talked about this. I said, as long as Google still is in this range, it's not, it's just pump faking. I ain't paying Google no mind until it breaks out of this range. And we're still in this range right here. So if Google breaks out of this range, it's gonna run like a bat out of hell, man. And it's been in this range for quite some time. I have some key levels on here, some nice levels on Google. But so we need to break. Now I like the inside candle on the week. I like the inside week that it has. Looks great. And we also had an inside day. So there is a trade that can come out of this. Let me mark this gap fill area up really quickly, small gap fill. But I wanted to point out Google has been one of the laggards although the sector has been moving. And I just think that next, because I don't think that the same stocks that have been running all year are going to have, like I said, all of these, most of the stocks we trade are up over 100% on the year. And some of them like are up insane percentages on the year, like Meta and Nvidia. So Tesla, all of them though, but I'm saying Meta and Nvidia, they where they are, it's just like insane. But yeah, so I
Antoine,
think this inside setup here on Google over 133.51, we should be able to make a move to the 134.20. That's a gap fill area there. That's my target on that one. I like an inside day and an inside week on a stock. Now, again, we need this to break out. I really need this to break out of here, man. And maybe in 2023, 2024, we'll get that. And it
Antoine,
should be good. What's up, Katie?
I was hearing, I saw this thing on YouTube earlier today. They said BlackRock, that fund company, they said they're putting a lot of money into, they was buying up Google, Amazon, and Airbnb for 2024. So it kind of fits with what you're saying about Google. So
Interesting. So if BlackRock buying it up, there you have it. Now, yeah, I mean, it's a laggard, man, and it should have now I'm gonna show y'all these charts. Look, because of what happened with DocuSign on Friday, right? Now, one of DocuSign's buddies, they run together, Zoom. Now, Zoom was on the move with DocuSign on Friday. Now, Zoom, has been beaten down for a while. Their earnings was, same thing, the same story. This is the weekly chart on Zoom right here. It's trying to turn a corner, but you know, it's just still in the way. But look, here it is right here. We bounced off the 9 EMA on Friday. Now when was it? Yeah, Friday. So and when the whole market has been running for the last like week or a few weeks, but Zoom was one of them stocks that broke out and moved too, right? We got to pull back. It's been holding the 9 EMA each time, and now we're at it again. So calls over 72.50 for a move to 73.96. We take that level out, and then we can possibly make another move. We turn that corner, because I'm just looking to get a breakout on here. Because look, let me show you what this weekly chart looks like. Move this over a little bit. So we got this weekly chart on Zoom. And like I said, I'm just looking for it to break and give us more volume. We already got the momentum in the stock. Now they sold off on Friday. A lot of stocks sold off on Friday, but I mean, on the week it was, but I think it did pretty good. I think it did pretty good. And I think it has a lot of room to move. And now think about it. A lot of stocks got beaten down. So people are rotating money out of tech. So that's why when you see Mark Zuckerberg selling shares, they're like, well, Mark selling shares. I'm like, well, man, tech ran like a bat out of hell. Take some profit off and put some of that money, allocate some of them funds somewhere else that's been beaten down and has a lot of room to run. So that's what you want to do. And so, and again, obviously, I'm still in big tech. I'm heavy in big tech, but at the same time, I'm moving money around in other places too. And that's what we want to do. Now, speaking of DocuSign, so I don't know if they're going to end up, I don't know if they're going to get bought or whatever, but that was the reason why it ran like it did on Friday. And, and it sustained a lot of those gains too, but it's been running all week. So, had this level mark right here. So it got rejected right there at 64.71. So, we need to get over that level. We can get over there and we can make a move to 66.98 and so on. So, yeah, just keep it on watch. A lot of volume came in there. It held up pretty well. And then also here's the weekly chart on DocuSign. So, we already got the breakout, we got the volume, and now we're getting the catalyst. So, in addition to them beating earnings and performing how they did on earnings. So, just want to keep that on watch. Back to Airbnb, inside candle. And again, we're going to be charting more of these stocks. Now, obviously, I got my tech stocks that I watch because, the Magnificent Seven, they keep the market in check and keep it moving. So we're gonna watch them regardless, right? But we got an inside candle on Airbnb here. I think it looks great. I really, really, really like the way this stock performed last week. So I'm looking for another move on it if we can break out. Now look at the weekly chart though. Look at how that weekly looks. And then KD just said that BlackRock is buying up Airbnb too. I did not know that. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. So over 148.75, we should be able to make a move to 149.92 and then 151. So that's what I'm looking for Airbnb. I like the momentum on this stock. I think it looks great. And the weekly chart looks great. It definitely looked like it wants to take out the 52-week high on this one. Looks great.
Can I ask you about the stock?
Sure. Hold on one second. Let me just do Square real quick. And then yeah. So we charted this one last week too, man. And the way that ran last week was crazy, man. Filled the gaps and and now we finished. Okay, cool. So we got a 2-2 continuation on this one. And that pullback wasn't too bad, but you see how the stock has been moving for several weeks, right? It's just been running for several weeks. We had earnings on the 23rd, on the 2nd, and it's been running ever since. But again, it was another stock that was beaten down. We talked about it in detail last week. Over 75.50, we should be able to make a move to 78. That's my next target on that, and that's where I'm headed. So, and that's a big move for a stock like this. So keep this on watch. Again, I'm not charting every stock, but I'm certain stocks that are getting charted because they have been really moving and stuff. So we got to chart them. Now, Katie, my bad. What stock were you saying, Katie? I got hit.
Yeah, I was concerned with can you look at the weekly chart of IWM? I know there's a lot of movement into rotating into small cap stocks and trying to push them up like Square and like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But is that a point where it got rejected 4 times on the weekly? And I don't know, this time seems like they want to break it through that resistance point because there's clearly resistance there on the weekly for IWM.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, this candle had the highest volume it had in a little while. So it's a little tricky.
Oh
Not sure
no,
what they're trying to do here.
that's a good one. I like that you brought that up too, because the thing is, it hitting 200, at the 200 price level and getting there. I thought that was cool. I do believe that it can break through, but look, this is how I look at it. I say until it breaks through. Now that'll be, where we look for calls, so we can break through break through 200. So we break through and hold over 200, then we can make a move to 204.80 and and so forth. And then because once this stock breaks out, one thing about this stock, when it breaks out, it runs. So there are a few levels that it has had trouble with, but right now we're in a situation. Now, what was it? What was that date? What was the dates on this? Yeah, that was August of 2022 when it hit these levels here where we're trying to break now. And we haven't had the market, the type of sentiment we had in the market and the type of momentum that we're having now is one of them things. So yeah, definitely keep this on watch. If it breaks there, then we can trade it. But if it doesn't, then we don't.
All right.
Because we traded it all the way up here. So yeah, but that's definitely something to keep on watch now, because if it don't break this level, then we see what's likely to happen. But right now, in this situation, now with the whole catalyst and everything, now unless something crazy happens in the market with PCE data this week or GDP or a few things, I don't see any reason why this stock doesn't break through. But some stocks they pull back sometimes too because they've been running. But I just feel like with the legs in this rally, if anything is slowing down, it'll be tech. And I think we break through this time. I think we can break through. So yeah, it's definitely to keep on watch. And yeah, because it's been running like crazy lately. So yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So let's keep that on watch. Yeah. So don't trade it until they break over 200. And that should be able to get it in there on that. Let me go to CCL because CCL got earnings too this week, and this is another big one. Now look where it is right now. Yeah. And so heading into earnings, this is how CCL looks on the weekly chart right here. So, we're at an area where it could possibly get rejected, but I don't be looking at stocks for them to get rejected. I just be paying attention to the momentum to see, what's really up with it, right? But this is an area now earnings are coming up. So now we got another, there's another that's where things get tricky when you got earnings because stock can beat earnings and guide down and or miss something and guide up. It's just different things that could happen. So it's no one really knows what could possibly happen for earnings. So but yeah, I'm looking for for them to beat and make a move here. So yeah, I like CCL, man. And you can trade the run up on this one too. Over 19, it should be able to make a move to, and again, this is a cheap stock. So small moves make a lot of, you can actually print on these contracts like Citibank and stuff like that. So yeah, so over 19, we got 1923 and 1954 and so on, right? But this is this stock, if it breaks out of this, if it breaks over that that 1954 is gone. It's out of here. So keep this one on watch. If it gets rejected, there's coming back down. But yeah, this is another one. It's just a stock that you should be paying attention to for earnings, and they have a nice run up. And sometimes it's depending on what happens and what's going on. That's a lot of a run that it's had since earnings. I mean, for over the last several weeks, but the market has been running too. So now we still got a firm moving. Firm is still moving. It finished inside on Friday with a bearish engulfing, but it's still holding up pretty well. Still holding the gap fill area. And so yeah, just a stock to keep on watch, man. If it was the under 43.17, it can make a move back down to 41.08 and over 46, and I'm looking for a move to 46.96 and then 49. So keep this one on watch. It has a lot of momentum. A lot of people are using it to go shopping right now for the holidays. So it's just a lot to consider, and it's been holding up and running well. So ain't nothing, having a nice pullback on this first is a blessing, for the next move it makes. So keep this on watch as well. Now go back to crowd. Sheesh. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. This is another trade from last week that played out to perfection here. So looking for a continuation on crowd, man. You see how strong it closed on Friday. So a lot of positions that got closed, they started new positions on this stock, right? So it has a lot of room left into it. I love how that finished, man. I loved how it really went up there and really hit those levels, man. So really, really solid trade, man. Over 60, over 261, and we should be able to make a move. And this is my swing trade target, 274. So 274 is my swing trade target on this particular stock. So let me see if there are any gaps over here that I need to be aware of. Nope, no gaps, no gaps, no gaps at all. So we got 270 and we got 274. So that's what we're looking for. No gaps, no more gaps. And so you see the volume, the way they came in there at the end of the day and just surged, made that stock surge. Really, really nice, really, really nice chart. This is a crazy move. They had earnings a few weeks ago, and there you have it on crowd. Now, let me hit CRM. CRM is getting at a nice place on this chart. Beautiful, beautiful bullish engulfing. here on the daily and the weekly. Really, really good. Salesforce looks great here, man. So Salesforce over 262.31. I'm looking for a move to 263.43, and then 265.76. That's a gap fill right there. This thing is setting up nicely. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Probably like one of my charts of the week. The way this is set up right here. Really, really love the way this chart set up. So this is one that we definitely want to keep on watch, and crowd too, but just got to keep this on watch. And I think Palo Alto hit all-time highs last week. Let me just bring that chart up really quickly. This used to be one of KD's stocks too. P. This is crazy, crazy. I don't like stocks at all-time highs. I get a weird feeling of stocks at all-time highs, but look where it reset to. I love this. Look at this chart. Could it get any more beautiful on the daily though? So, we got a inside candle that bounced off the 90 in May. That's right there at the 90 in May. Nice bounce with strong volume on Friday. So over 309.5, we should be able to make a move to 318. That's a nice solid move on the stock. You know what I mean? And that's the all-time high. So yeah, I like an inside candle. And this is the momentum on this kind of telling a story. So keep them on watching. Again, when you got CrowdStrike moving like that, you just want to let's take a look at Snow really quickly, because they all move together at times. At times, they all move together. There used to be this ETF that Quasi put me on called Cloud that tracks the cloud sector. I haven't checked that ETF in a while, but I will check it today. We got an inside candle on Snow also, and we got the same bullish continuation on the weekly that Palo Alto have has and Crowd. Now you see we got a 212 up on I'm trying to see what we got a long way to go on this one. Okay, cool. Long way to go. All right, so the 52-week high on that one that's 205.66. All right. So yeah, just keeping this on watch, man, too. Another one, I like inside candles over 285. We should be able to make a move to 202.83 and then 205.66. Keep this one on watch. It looks great. Looks great. Looks great. Let me just take a look at Cloud quickly just to see. Now, remember last week? Okay, yeah, so that's moving too. It's on the move. It's crazy how they almost look identical, right? You got that 212 up. Well, no, that's a 222, but still kind of similar. So instead of trading those stocks individually, you can always trade an ETF. And, you see this ETF has been moving. It's been running like a bat out of hell. So, just I wanted to bring this up just to say keep this one on watch, because instead of trading the ETF, I mean the individual stocks, you can trade the ETF, and it has some room left into it. So just something to keep on watch, man. It looked like it wants to go higher. So I think over 22.45, we should be able to hit 22.85 and then move even higher, man. It's a lot of room left for the stock to move, or this ETF to move. And so keep this on watch too. And I just gotta hit. And I lost my train of thought, mid-thought. Oh yeah. Okay. Remember last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. I was telling y'all, since all of the Cathie Wood stocks were waking up, the ARK-K ETF would be good to watch or trade, because all of her stocks were moving. The Roku's, DocuSign, Coin, Tesla, all of those stocks were on the move. And this was several weeks ago. Now look how far this has moved since the last time we had that discussion. So I just wanted to put this back on your radar because Kathy was an innovation ETF that actually hold on one second. I have something else on this side. ARK. Okay. It's an innovation ETF. So, and you see we turned that corner, got to move, and a lot of her stocks were dead. And so we're starting to get some movement now. So it has room, it has a lot of room left in it. So we definitely want to keep this one on watch. I like the way it moved last week. And again, I just feel like it has a lot more room left into it. So this just the ETF in general. Does anybody aware of this or remember or just know anything about it? So just keep a watch on it because again, it has some great stocks in it and they all have been on the move lately. Even Square Block is in there too. And all of the I pulled up all of those stocks and they all have been moving. So over 52.17, we should be able to make a move, 52.50 and then 53.92. Nice move on this. I mean, it could make a move back down because it has room down to the 9 EMA. So we got a 222 reversal here. So again, everything cools down. So if we under 50.80, we should be able to make a move down to 49.50 and then possibly down to 48.24. So, and then still keep it on watch. It's been running like hell lately and just something that needs to be kept on watch. So, yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of stocks that I can hit, but I'm not gonna hit. We've been on here for quite some time, and I will chart more plays, but yeah, I'm hop off here, man. I know we covered a lot. We've been on here for a while. I can go through charts all day, but gotta do some things, man. And but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this upcoming week. Again, we got some great earnings coming up, and this is the end of the season. This is really the end of the season, and we really should be just careful with just I'm not expecting the volume to be too low this upcoming week, but yeah, just be careful. And I'm looking for just some moves, some nice moves on these stocks. Actually, one last stock. I can't get off here without charting it because I can't right now. Can't do it. Been charting this one for the last few weeks too. And it's just keep taking out the levels. It just now is in the gap fill area that we talked about last week. And so the reason Snap has been running though is because now, see, you can't trust nothing that Snap says, man. I hate to say this on a recorded thing, but you can't trust anything that Snap says, right? And but what I'm looking for now, I'm looking for a nice move up into that gap fill because the stock basically with the momentum is why it's running so much is other than it being beaten down is the fact that they're saying that they solved a lot of the problems and they have a lot of um a what is it a lot of the active daily users and stuff like that, and they just seeing a lot of momentum. They think they got it turned around, but they've said this multiple times, and then they'll either do one or two things. They'll guide down before earnings, or they'll say something like this, and then they miss the mark, and then the stock falls off a cliff again. So trade this run up while you can. I think it's great to trade. And then on top of that, the sector has been bullish lately. The communication sector has been extremely bullish lately, and you see how hard it's been running. So there's no reason not to trade this if you're going to get that type of move. And I think we only got that pullback Friday because of quad witching. And but it was a low volume pullback too. So, but yeah, over 1722, or just say 1723, man. I'm just looking for a continuation move up into that gap fill area. It's not going to be a one-day trade, but it's going to, I don't see any reason why it doesn't fill that gap. Now let's look at this for a second. If you look at this was since last Friday. So Friday it closed at Friday before last, my bad. It closed at what is that, 1531, and it went all the way up to 1723, right? and it's just been moving. So I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be able to make that moment, that nice. And I feel like if we didn't have quad witching on Friday and and the market pulled back the way it did, this would have already been over 18. So yeah, just Katie said it's a huge gap on the monthly. Let me look at that. I'm not surprised. Yeah, so this is just crazy. This is the only gap. This is what I was looking at right here. That's crazy how but yeah, that's was this an earnings move, Katie? I think this could have been one of them other moves that they had where it just fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
I know.
it probably was, man.
Yeah. I know this is
I
an
think
earnings
I
move.
think like this is something like you need like a few months on. It could definitely go up to like over there at 21.50, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. That's my target. So I feel like if we can get over that, I don't even think it's gonna take a whole month for that to happen because it's been moving. This happened in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Now
shit.
we in
Okay.
there. So now because I'm not sold on this rally continuing after next year. I don't think that I don't think it really has legs like that. I think that I'm looking forward. And again, I can't compare this to 2021 and to 2022. We really can't, but I see us taking out the all-time high, and then I think we sell off in the beginning of the year after the first week or first 2 weeks. Then we sell off because these hedge funds, they're going to finish strong heading into 2024. Because think about it, if I'm one of the if I'm a portfolio manager for you, your portfolio, you're not looking at your investment or your retirement, whatever you got money in this hedge fund for every day. Is something that you got stored away. They send you monthly or quarterly reports to let you know how your money is doing. And if they finish off the quarter strong, you're gonna get that quarterly report that you're up such an amount of money. So they're gonna run these stocks up heading into the end of the year or end of the quarter, and then after that quarter starts, then the stocks fall off a cliff. So it happens all the time. So I'm not really sold on the market running that hard in the particular stocks that we've been trading. Now, again, there are other stocks that have been beaten down for a while that we could get further moves in, but just to keep on watch, just to be careful on that. So I'm ready. I'm ready for puts, but but I'm gonna follow the price action too. Now, I know I said that was the last stock, but since I just hit snap, I might as well hit pens too because they had a great earnings last quarter. They got it up, and the active daily users on there, and just everything has just been increasing. And look at how this stock performed on the weekly. Look at this, man. So another stock that now is different. Is one thing to buy stocks because they got beaten down and stuff like that. But when you have earnings the way Pens had an earnings, the way their earnings was, that's another reason to buy a stock that's been beaten down, right? So I like the way it finished. Finished really strong on Friday. So I'm looking for a nice move on this one. Again, over 37.50. We should be able to make a move to 38.60 and so on. But keep this on watch. That was a crazy breakout on here. And yeah, keep it on watch. Now, sorry, I know I said this, but I gotta hit Netflix since just hit the whole comm sector, right? Because I hit the comm sector. And yeah, Netflix, nice close right here, inside, right at their 90 EMA. Nice setup, man. Just coiling right here on strong volume on Friday. Really, really nice. Really, really nice right here. So over 473. We should be able to make a move to 482.70. Nice setup on this. I like the way it finished on the weekly with that 222 reversal. Strong, closed over the gap and held the gap fill. Really, really nice chart on Netflix. Really extremely bullish setup on this chart. Really, really like this a lot. Got to keep this on watch. Now, my only problem is, and it's not really a problem. That's why I gave the target 482.70 because that's a resistance that Netflix has been struggling to get through that resistance, right? So, yeah, so we just got to pay attention to that. It's been struggling to get through there, but if it gets to out of there, it's out of here. So, like I said, just pay attention to that resistance because Netflix get out of there, we do got another target, but I don't think 480, I don't think 485 is going to be an issue. We get over that 482.70 and then Netflix is going to make a nice move, man. I'm looking for like it to go north of 500 if we can get through that level. So let's keep that on watch. But yeah, just watching Netflix, man. This is a great one. So again, it was a few charts that I mentioned where I said really, really, really keep them on watch. And this is one of those stocks. So yeah. And I guess last but not least, Apple, because it's the last of the comm sector that we trade. Another all-time high for Apple. And man, see, look, I don't really have a setup for this. I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all because I don't like trading stocks at all-time highs, and we can trade it as a day trade or something. It finished inside. It did finish inside, but the volume was crazy on it, right? It was a really crazy volume on it. It does have room to continue going higher. Um, and like over 200 is a psychological level. So if it get over there, it's gone. It's gone, right? Uh, but yeah, anyway, on this one right now, over 198.40, we should be able to make a move to 199.62, which is the all-time high. And from there, just again, we'll just have to use fibs to trade it at that point. But yeah, that's the last stock I'm hitting, man. And because I know I kept saying I'm gonna stop, but that's the last one I'm hit, man. And but yeah, man, that's all I have. And sorry to keep y'all too long, but we had a lot to cover. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Cheers.
All
All
righty,
right,
fam.
bro. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
That was a good
Well
meeting.
appreciated,
Thank you.
bro.
Appreciate
No
it.
problem. No problem.
All right, y'all. Appreciate the time.
No problem. Hold on. That's crazy. Y'all really did that. Y'all really let me get off of here without covering two of the biggest stocks. Y'all really did that.
I'm still here, baby.
I just
What's
realized
that?
it though. No, hold on. Like Wayne, one of them is your stock. Same thing happened. Like, I forgot to cover it last week too. I'm like, nah, I covered all them stocks, man. I gotta cover Nvidia
Yeah.
and AMD, man. Especially with MU earnings coming up, man. I didn't realize until I was getting off. I'm like, man, I know I'm forgetting something. And yeah, so yeah, there it is. Hit Nvidia first. Man, I like this flag right here. I love this flag on the weekly. So it's getting closer to that. I like the way we got that bounce and move here. So we got a bullish engulfing on the weekly for Nvidia. Really, really nice, but it stopped right here at one of my key levels. So it kind of reminds me of Meta in a way, not really, but in a way. So right here over 494. 05, we should be able to get back or retest that 401.69. Now, if we break outside of this wedge here, man, this stock has legs, obviously. So just this is another stock. Just again, keep it on watch. It has a lot of room. I like how it bounced off my key level on the weekly chart. And the momentum in it is crazy. So if this rally is going to continue, then this stock has some room to move higher. Now, again, if it can't get through this resistance level right here, this key level, then it's going to make a move back down to 477.43, 40, I'm sorry, 477, 477.47, right? That would be my first target. And then another move down to 463 or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking for it. If the market continues and the way this stock finished and the way things look, it looked like it's going to break out and break the all-time high the way it's setting up right now. So let's see if now we got PC. Now listen, we got PCE data. We got GDP coming up. Now they should be good, but stock looks great. Looks great. But it's in between a range. It needs to break that resistance. At least it needs to break that 488.50. It needs to break it and hold above that level. So even if it doesn't take out the trigger, if it breaks over 488, 50 and holds over that level, then that's good. That's good for that's showing some strength. We need to break over that key level. I like how it closed though, and it's looking really good here. So can keep that on watch. And now MU earnings is going to play a key. So if MU is a wild card, man, because the other chips can have a great earnings and then MU come in here with some BS. So, and it does move the market. It does move the chip sector. So the semiconductor. So keep that on watch. I believe they report Thursday, but a second. AMD. Sheesh. Damn. That was a crazy move on AMD last week, man. Inside on Friday. And so they didn't sell it off too much either on for quad witch, and that's good. That's good. So it has a really nice I like this chart. I like the chart on it, man. I think it wants 150 if we can break out of this range, So you just trading it just as a regular trade over 140.90, we should be able to make a move to 141.82. Under 137.25, we should be able to make a move back down to 132.95. So, but yeah, I think it really wants to get over to 150. So I'm saying over 141, let's just say over 142, we should be able to make a move to 150. And then that 52-week high is 156.73. So let's just see how the momentum continues with this, right? They're showing they're positioning themselves as a contender with the moat, and that's NVIDIA. So with that new chip that they have, so just and the momentum is looking good. But I love an inside candle on a stock, man, on a stock that I like a neutralizing candle like that. So we're gonna keep this on watch. Nice trade, nice chart, and I know Wayne gonna keep us up to date on it because he always does. So.
Yeah, I got y'all, fam.
Yeah. So again, man, so I'm this time for sure, for real, man, I'm out and I will see y'all later. Peace.
All right,
Appreciate it.
so I
Y'all have a
appreciate
good
it.
No problem.
Have a good one.
All right, bro.
You too.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, y'all.